Samsung is hoping for a third grand slam in its flagship line of Galaxy phones. And with the Samsung Galaxy S3, it nails it. I'm Jessica Delcourt for CNET, taking you on a tour of the Samsung Galaxy S3, winner of the CNET Editor's Choice Award. This phone, which comes in this pretty pebble blue color, ceramic white, and later in red for AT&T exclusively, is large, smooth, very thin, and packed with hardware and software goodies. For the most part, the Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich phone hits all the marks of smartphone excellence, from the large screen to the fast processor to the 8-megapixel camera, not to mention the LTE support and really reasonable price tag. The GS3 is a big phone, but the dimensions make it feel comfortable to hold. Well, most of the time I ding Samsung's phones for feeling overly plasticky. In this case, I think it really works. The material feels like it's been painted on with a thick glossy coating so that it's really smooth to the touch, but it isn't slippery, and that's good. The phone's got these more rounded edges here, and that help it fit comfortably into my hand when I hold it. The Galaxy S3 screen is a 4.8-inch Super AMOLED display with an HD resolution. It's 1280 by 720 pixels. It looks crisp and colorful and bright, and it makes an excellent platform for viewing videos, photos, and web text. However, even at maximum brightness, the screen still looks a little darker and dimmer than other phones at their maximum brightness. The US version of the Galaxy S3 gets to keep this hardware home button on the bottom, which I personally like, but not everybody does. And that's in addition to the two touch-sensitive navigation buttons on either side of the home button. So this is Samsung's second phone to feature Android ice cream sandwich, and I think it's a really great experience. The TouchWiz interface isn't as intrusive as it is on other Samsung phones, and it does add this thick layer of extra features that I think really help take Android to the next level. There's the quick access to system shortcuts, for example, and a ton of new sharing features like S-Beam. S-Beam, by the way, is hands down my favorite of the Samsung add-ons. It takes Google's Android Beam sharing feature one step further by including the ability to share photos, videos, and other documents, in addition to beaming URLs, contact information, and maps. That all came with Android Beam. Android Beam, by the way, works with all Android phones with NFC, but the extra file sharing on the Galaxy S3 is only going to work with other GS3 phones for now. Now, if you're jealous of all your friends who have iPhone 4Ss who are talking to Siri, Samsung has a solution. They call it S-Voice, and S-Voice uses some of the same background technology as Siri to do things like find web answers, make calendar appointments, call people, and play music. It can also open apps, turn on and off basic settings like Bluetooth, and navigate you somewhere. It works really well in theory, but in real life I ran into multiple problems with it understanding me and doing my bidding. Hi Galaxy. Set alarm for 7 a.m. tomorrow.
I'm not sure what you mean by 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Samsung has a lot of fine-tuning to do with this one, and S-Voice is unfortunately the phone's biggest failure in my opinion. I don't know about you, but I wind up taking the majority of my photos with my smartphone camera, so you'll be glad to know that the 8-megapixel camera with 1080p HD video recording is more than up to the task. There really is zero shutter lag on this phone, and photos appear almost the instant you press the shutter button. The photos themselves looked really good when I took them on just the plain old vanilla auto settings. They were in focus, they were bright, they were colorful, both when viewed on the phone screen and off on another screen like a computer. Video was also smooth and in focus, and the phone did really well outdoors as well as indoors. You can also record, by the way, from the front-facing camera. Samsung has added a face tagging feature, which will also remember and auto-tag faces for future photos. Then it goes a step further if you choose either Share Shot or Buddy Photo Share modes. Both of these will send photos that you shoot to friends who are also GS3 owners, and that will save you having to email photos or even share them one at a time through S-Beam. There's also a burst mode feature that isn't new to Android phones, but it is new to Samsung handsets. It'll take a super quick succession of pictures, and if you enable Best Shot, it will even choose the photo it thinks is best out of a series of 8 shots. The GS3 supports 4G LTE and HSPA Plus networks. I was able to do things like quickly load graphically heavy web pages and and download HD photos nice and fast. I also got consistently high speeds on the speedtest.net diagnostic app, but of course there were some pockets and sometimes speeds weren't quite as high. Internal speeds were also impressive on the dual-core Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 processor. Games and videos looked smooth and immersive, and there wasn't any delay navigating between apps. Now, if you like what you've seen so far, then the Galaxy S3 could be your next phone. Luckily for you, it comes to 5 different US carriers. Most carriers are going to offer both the 16GB and 32GB versions, with the 16GB selling for just $200. But you should check out my handy-dandy chart to see your options. Believe it or not, I've only scratched the surface of all the features hidden within the Galaxy S3, so make sure that you read my full review on CNET.com for all the details. I'm Jessica Dulcourt for CNET with the Samsung Galaxy S3.